Last week, I invited you into the season of Advent. Instead of just jumping into the celebration of Christmas, the Christian calendar invites us to move into a period of a spiritual practice of waiting on God. And all of us need some practice at waiting. Or is it just me? Last week, the word picture that I gave you was the word esperanza. It's a Spanish word that not only means wait, but can also mean hope. While we are waiting for Christmas, we are hoping for something new to come into our world. This week, the word picture is liminal. Liminal refers to standing in the doorway, on the threshold between one room and the other. So when you are in liminal space, when you're in the threshold, you're in what we call liminal space. You're neither here nor there. You're neither in nor out. You're sort of betwixt and between. Let me diagram it for you. We have something old and comfortable. We got it figured out. We know what we're doing. But then there is this, we're being invited, maybe even forced into something new. And once we get into that new thing, we'll get it figured out and we'll be back into control. But my friends, it is this transition time between old and new. That's the hard time. That's the liminal space. And that, my friend, is where all of the greatest struggles are. It's sort of like a caterpillar that turns into a beautiful butterfly. Oh, but in the transition, in that cocoon time, that's when all of the transformation happens. And it's the same way in our lives. When we're in that liminal space, that in-between time, that's when all of the extra work goes on inside our heart. That can be a challenging thing. If you move from the world of nature into the world of business, you have what entrepreneurs call an S-curve, a series of S-curves. Everybody wants life to go just on a straight line. Just start it and go forever. Start a new product. A company starts a new product. They just want it to go and then bam, hit it. We start a new career trajectory and we just want to ride that growth for 40 years. Or we start a new marriage and everything is all good all the time, right? Friends, that's not how life works. Instead of a straight line growth, life is an ongoing series of S-curves. And when we are jumping from one curve to the next curve, that's when we're talking about liminal space. That's where the difficulty comes. Can you identify liminal spaces and S-curves in your own life? For instance, you've bought a new house, woohoo, but you haven't sold your old house. You've been laid off from your job, but you haven't found your new job. You started a new diet, but you haven't lost any weight. You've been to the doctor, but you haven't gotten your diagnosis yet. You're no longer who you used to be, but you're not yet who you want to be. My friends, the season of Advent is much like a liminal S-curve. The old is just about gone, and the new is just about to burst onto the scene. The prophets of old are giving way to a new and living way, and his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. My friend, welcome to a season of waiting. Welcome to the second week of Advent. God bless.